Okay, it's 8:19 a.m. in the morning, aka 5:19 p.m. on July 12th. So yeah, I had a really good sleep. I slept continuously from 10 p.m. and woke up naturally at 5:10, or like 10:20 to 5:10. And 5:10 is basically 2:10 a.m. So 5:10 a.m. is basically 2:10 p.m. So it makes sense that I would wake up at that moment. I went to the bathroom and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna hop back to bed because why not? So 3 more hours had passed and now I'm here and yeah. I wish I could have woken up earlier. I don't know why, but I wish I could have woken up earlier. You know, waking up ultra early is actually kind of nice if you have enough sleep. So there's that. Yeah. I also don't have a lot to do. I guess clean slate moment here. Um, I yeah, I don't have a lot of things planned. I'm gonna be seeing Nick and Tom, and maybe Leia's gonna show up in like 3 hours. So that's nice. And then I'll be having lunch outside, and then I'll probably watch a film tonight on my laptop, and that's pretty much it. Or outside, if I feel like it. I don't know. No need to stress out about it. Um, and yeah, maybe film a review before I go. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it. Um, don't have anything else. Yeah. Yeah. Um. Oof. It's crazy. I don't know why. I don't feel like. Usually, when you wake up, you're like, wait, where the hell am I? I don't really feel like that. I just feel like, yeah, I'm just here now. I've been here, and I'm just here now. It's just, yeah. And you know, one cannot forget the time in after round 3 when I basically stayed here for like 3 months. And that felt like an oasis in the middle of a harsh desert. Yeah, okay, well, time to brush my teeth. Holy shit. I'm back. It's like I never left. Ugh, exposed legs. Feels so weird. Oh my god. Whoa, what the hell?
因為我哋唔想 keep，除非我中意啊。你起。 誒有啲要練。咁濕。
呢個咧，隨時俾人殺啊！呢啲啲得福。哇！冷氣好正啊！
好難啊！而呢個可唔可以抽佢咁嚟？一定係抽兩個。哦喂，佢唔係喎，有機會拱到出嚟啊！記得啦。我覺得可以有啲貴啲，有啲平。係咁樣嘅，啱唔啱？
問下 A 曾啦，佢人工係咩？
食得貴嘅。哦，都太平。
What the hell？ 我唔知，成年冇食過。
開心有空間拿緊嚟㗎啦，碌線嘅，係啊。因為我啲車點啊？係咪啱去㗎嘛？我睇嘅 nine。
你睇咗咩啊？
有隻落咗100幾160呢隻呢個我覺得呢個好有興趣
有趣有趣。哇！
所以佢先再出個新嘅嗰個卡 set 咯，你明唔明啊？
個卡 set 就唔知咩情況。
唔係，但係個卡 set 就
呢條經驗票，啲咩二戰時候入唔入去？
就係你咯。
其實幾粒波跟住彈啫嘛，係咪耐啊？發冧即係掟一個幾粒波，跟住反彈佢。
What the hell? What the hell? So many people
出票
啊！
我感覺唔到好熱。
Okay, time now is 10:47. It's really late now. My jet lag is kicking in, and I'm gonna immediately go to bed. But just before going to bed, I'm gonna quickly report on what happened today. Wow, intriguing day. I think it's because of jet lag and also the fact that I slept for 10 hours. Today felt like a really short day. Like I woke up and I went outside and hang out with Nick and Tom, and then I I went home for dinner and it's already fucking 10 p.m. Yeah, I should have done more stuff after I woke up. Like, I should have filmed something, a review, or watch a film. I was supposed to watch a film today, and obviously I don't have that time now, even though I thought of just sitting down and watching a film, but I just can't. Oh, my hair. What I can say is, I went to Mongkok at 11 a.m. and it's really, I wouldn't say surreal, I would say it's weird how not weird it is. I think it's the 5th time I have returned to Hong Kong and I don't have this shock, even though I've left Hong Kong for a whole year. But I went downstairs, I grabbed the octopus card, I tapped onto it, I took a train to Mongkok, I went out exit A2, and then I found my way to Sino Center. It's muscle memory. Like, it's almost like I've never left. And so, like, even when I was taking a shower and I grabbed my shower towel and everything, it's been a whole year since I've done these things, but I just remember it. It's muscle memory. It's literally the fact that I've lived in this place for like 12 years or so made me just accustomed to things. So that was really crazy. I took MTR and it was like, yeah, I know. It's crazy. The first time I came back to Hong Kong and the second time I came back to Hong Kong, it was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm back. But now it's like, yeah, whatever, who cares? I kind of have that attitude this time around. It's like, who cares? It's just same old, you know? And as it turns out, I'm the earliest one to Sino Center. Nick and Tom just randomly showed up and I was like, hey, nonchalantly. And then we just walked around. I don't know why. I guess both Nick and Tom right now, they're both graduated and now they're both in the workforce. Nick has been working for a year and Tom has been working for half a year, and they're both working really, I guess to me, people like me, boring jobs. Nick is working at like a marketing for some company, and then Tom is working for like a project management thing for a bunch of random projects related to like website and tech and whatever. They're all very ambiguous. It's like, ooh, project management, consultant, whatever. They all mean the same thing to me. They're just office jobs, kinda, or just like jobs where you talk to people and tell them to talk to more people. Like, I don't know, they're very far removed from me. I'm an art person, I go to film sets, but because they have jobs now and they earn a lot of money, they naturally spend more money and they have a different, I guess, financial outlook in life. So for like a good chunk of time, like maybe 40 minutes, 50 minutes, Nick and Tom just went from one gacha store to another gacha store. The thing is, when gacha stores started becoming super duper popular in Hong Kong, I wasn't here. Like, I was in America. So these gacha store things, I don't care at all. And there's like no people in them. It's just a claw machine and like a toy, like a plushie toy thing, like a Labubu or whatever. And I was just so uninterested. And I even gave them 20 Hong Kong dollars, which I totally didn't have to, but I gave them 20 Hong Kong dollars so that they could try and fail. But eventually Tom managed to claw 2 things, like a small plushie and like a little acrylic stand. Like, it's so pointless. Like, I'd rather buy it, even though it's more expensive, but at least, you know, you're not gambling your money away. And then we found a place to eat lunch, this teppanyaki place. It's actually not bad. Like, I paid $110, I paid $334, but both Nick and Tom gave me $112 back. So I ended up paying $110, which is not bad at all, because $110 is like what? $14 US is like really reasonable for a meal like that. It's cheap compared to LA. Of course, it's not cheap compared to my teenage years, but you know. And it was nice, you know, it's just simple. It's rice, some cabbage, and an assortment of meats. Beef, there's scallop, there's chicken, salmon, etc. And then we went to Sino Center, and that's where I bought $300, actually $400 worth of manga. This too is $300, this here is like over $100. So, $400, and I wish I could have bought more, but I couldn't because I ran out of cash. And I also don't have enough money on the octopus card because I need at least a bit of money so that I can take the MTR and go home. But don't worry, I'll be back. But right now I have these manga and light novels and I'm quite happy about them. I even used my Criterion tote bag. But yeah, it's funny. Nick thought I've never been to Sino Center, but I've been there like twice or thrice already. Because I went there in like early 2023. It's crazy. Even though I was at LA most of the time, I'm still like, every time I come back to Hong Kong, I go places and I'm still kind of caught up with like what new malls there are, and you know what are the places. Oh, I got my hair. Okay. And then, yeah, for the most part, I'm just joking around with Nick. Like, I don't really have a lot of things to say to Tom until later today. Yeah, we walked all the way to Graham Place, Langham Place. That's the name of the mall. And we just went there so that Tom could find a place to you know, do a 10-2. Yeah, to perform a 10-2. So, yeah, and then after that we went down the spiral staircase, the spiral mall in Langham Place. We went down the spiral. And then, yeah, so, yeah, at that point, so the idea was I'm gonna go home and directly have dinner so that I don't have to change my clothes and whatever. I could go home immediately and have dinner. And my cousin and my aunt is gonna be here as well. And oh, how do I usually do this? So I go home and have dinner. So I have a lot of time to hang out with Nick and Tom before like 7:30 when I had to come back home. So we went to Taiku. We went to City Plaza. And we went into the Asleep bookstore and found a little drinking place, which is the same spot I and Natalie went to a while back. But we went there and we sat down. I bought boba, and we just talked. And yeah, that was when we talked for like hours. I think we talked for like maybe 2 or 3 hours. Just me, Nick, and Tom. Nick doesn't have a lot to say, but Tom sat down and Tom suddenly asked me, "So what is your outlook on love right now? So what's your romantic situation?" And I'm like, oh, we're getting there now, huh? We're getting there. And then it ended up being one of the most fruitful and most substantive conversations I've ever had with Tom, where Tom talks about sort of like romance as a person who graduated already from college, and also, you know, what does love mean to him, and, you know, balancing relationship, time management, in terms of romance. And then he would like wander off, like he would talk about one thing and it would drift off, and it would suddenly it's about the job market, and he talks about his work and how, oh, it's like it's a dog eat dog world. Like he spoke in Cantonese, of course, but you know, it's what he meant. He was like, oh my god, every day I go to work, it's like going to the battlefield. You have to be very diligent, you have to be very competitive and aggressive, because otherwise people are going to stab you in the back. And I'm just listening to all that. His job is really boring. It seems really boring, but then at the same time, it's like, damn, this is interesting, because I'm working in film. I'm never going to experience something like this, like the Hong Kong work culture, and also just that kind of like office, like, oh, I'm a junior, you're a senior, but now I have to please you, and then I become a senior, and then I work on other juniors, and it's such an interesting, like, sort of this system of hierarchy in film. On film sets, everyone's nice and everyone's passionate, but at work, people are not passionate apparently, and people like they bully juniors, and a bunch of seniors give the juniors a lot of things to do. Jesus Christ, my hair. Oh my god. So yeah, but yeah, back to love. Nick didn't say much again, even though apparently Nick hung out with a girl, which is great. I mean, Jesus Christ. But Tom was talking about how right now he has feelings for this girl whom I'm pretty sure I gave a fake name to, but I completely forgot already. Like something like Jane or something. Anyways, if you remember Andy from our class, the weird perverted guy, part of Potato Gang, Andy blackmailed Jane after filming her giving him a blowjob or something like that. I don't know. Long history. I don't know these people anymore. I don't care who they are anymore. I don't know. But Jane is not from our class, and I'm just gonna call her Jane for now. So Jane is not from our class. Jane is from 6E, so pretty far away. Don't know her that well. I've seen her a few times, but you know, who cares? Apparently, Tom is still hanging out with people like Derek and Hans, and these people also know Jane, and they're like, "Oh, you should date Jane. You should try her out." You know, so Tom is like, "Okay." So they started hanging out with just Tom and Jane, and they actually really worked out. They had food together, and Jane was like the aggressor. Jane was like, "Oh, let's hang out. Let's have lunch. Let's whatever," and it would get really close. They would get really intimate. Nothing too crazy, probably just like sharing the same ice cream and like getting a little physical. Like Jane would hold hands with Tom, which is great. Like if I was Tom, I would be happy. And then Tom was like, "Oh, but it went downhill at some point. Like Jane was just like a mess, and she doesn't know how to manage her time, and she doesn't really know how she feels, so she started becoming more and more, I guess, distant from Tom, which I'm no stranger towards this feeling, this situation. I'm not unfamiliar with this situation. Eventually Tom is now in a very awkward situation with Jane, even though they still talk to each other pretty frequently, maybe twice a week, which is, again, it's great. But yeah, and then I talked about my romantic situation. I talked about how it's really interesting because it's my 5th time coming back to Hong Kong, and I guess every time I come back, my idea of love and romance kind of change a little bit, even though I've never dated, and Tom hasn't dated yet, which is, I only learned it today. So it made me feel less bad. It made me feel less lonely, because literally everyone else in Bean Gang had dated. Like Marty had dated, AJ had dated, Leia had dated, apparently Harry had dated like 100 women or some shit, like on dating apps or whatever, which I'm not surprised by. I also haven't seen him in years. Again, and then like Nick and Tom would mention people, and I'm like, damn, I haven't seen these people in like 6-7 years. Like they're strangers to me at this point. But yeah, anyways, Tom talked about all these things, and I'm just like, you know, and we just talked about what we think about romance and what we think about love and relationships, and how, you know, maybe sometimes love is about, sometimes you just have to go along with it and don't have high expectations. You know, I share my wisdom and he shares his. And what surprised me is how much we think alike, which I think implies that whatever I'd experienced is actually kind of universal. Like a lot of people, a lot of men also experience the same kind of shit. You know, with Leslie, you know, her kind of stringing me on and then playing me for a fool and then rejecting me eventually. And then me kind of like with Jayan, I'm like, I don't even know how I feel about her. I just want to hang out with her. And that's okay. You know, it's okay to be in the unknown. It's okay to be uncertain. That's all part of the game, you know. And, you know, sometimes it's not about you. Sometimes it's not my fault. Sometimes it's not her fault. Sometimes it's just, it didn't work out, you know. There are so many factors, and at the end of the day, I think the conclusion is just whatever. Just go along with the flow, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Then, you know. And again, like, there are people like Harry, and there are people like some other people who just date constantly or constantly have one-night stands, but that's not what I want, because that's just lust, and I'm looking for like real concrete love. And, you know, it's like the difference between, you know, you can have one meal. Okay, it's bad to compare love with meals. Let's compare to knowledge. You can read 100 cards with nice words on it, like greeting cards, like happy birthday cards, or you can read one book that is very nice. I'd rather read one book than 100 cards, you know. Quality over quantity, yes, but also, you know, there's a huge difference between love and lust, right? But yeah, it was a really good conversation, and I can tell that Tom really enjoyed talking to me about it. And I'm also surprised by how attentive I was. Like, I looked at Tom, I maintained eye contact, I smiled, I wasn't nervous talking about this shit anymore. Because I feel like I've come to a point, like, genuinely, because I'm 22, about to turn 23, I feel like so much of me is already, like, I'm, like, older and wiser somehow. So that was nice, actually. Anyways, 7:30 p.m., we all took a piss, and then I took an MTR back home. My cousin's back home, my aunt is here, we had dinner, and then we talked, which was nice, actually. And then it's already late as fuck and I want to go to bed. One more interesting thing. So, Miss Solomon wants to meet me this Friday. And then Tom, I told Nick about it, and apparently Tom also knows about it. Tom was like, oh yeah, it's this Friday at Wan Chai, right? And I'm like, what? I don't even know the location. I don't even know the time. I just know Miss Solomon wants to see me. And then during dinner, Bernice, what the fuck? Bernice, my classmate from 1C and 2C, which was how many years ago? 10, 11 years ago? 2014 is 11 years ago. 2015 is 10 years ago. Well, 2016 is 9 years ago. So let's say 9 years. Though I had seen Bernice very briefly, I believe last summer or last summer. I believe last summer. Haven't talked to her in 2 years. And then prior to that, haven't talked to her in like 4 years or something. Bernice randomly DM'd me on Instagram. Hey, Enoch, it's Bernice. So Miss Solomon said that we're gonna have dinner together, and as far as I know right now, only me, you, and Keith would show up. Do you know who else is showing up? This is breaking news for me. I didn't know Bernice was gonna show up. I didn't know Keith was gonna show up. And she's like, oh, I only know that you and Keith and I will show up. And I'm like, what? So I have no idea what's going on. But you know what? Bring it on. I love surprises, so bring it on. Bring Mary, bring Jordana, bring the whole gang together. I swear to God. It's gonna be interesting. I haven't seen Keith in like 9 years or some shit. Like, I genuinely don't know. Like, my image of Keith is like this small, evil, manipulative boy, you know, with glasses. But apparently he's like really big now, and yeah, and the whole Keith and the blowjob thing, again with the fucking blowjobs. Like, my image of Keith is pretty much like he's just an evil guy. He's just a perverted evil guy who loves sex and drugs and like violence, and I don't know, maybe Keith is like a chill dude, but it'll be interesting. But I'm completely not prepared for it. You know, right now I wish more people would come. I wish like Jordana and Mary would all just simultaneously show up. I wish some crazy shit like that would happen. But apparently the funniest part is like when Miss Solomon told Bernice about the dinner, Miss Solomon's main reason for having the dinner is because Enoch just came back. So apparently the whole dinner is for me, for some fucking reason, even though I'm like a very non-essential character in this whole narrative, I feel like. But I don't know, Mary should come. Yeah, Mary should come. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm excited for that. And then that's pretty much it. And then it's 11 now. I gotta go to bed. Good day. Okay, so time now is 8:21 a.m. on July 13th, and yeah. Oh my God, my nose. Hold on. I slept from 11 p.m. and woke up at 7:20. So I've been awake for a whole hour already, actually. Yeah. I didn't immediately fall asleep. I think it's because I drank milk tea at like 5 p.m. and I guess that kind of affected my sleep, but I didn't really care. I was like, yeah, if I don't sleep a lot, it's like not a problem for me. And I eventually did fall asleep, and yeah, I had some interesting dreams. I dreamt about I was on a trip with my cousins and my aunt, and my mom was there too, and my brother was there too. We were on the Austrian Alps, and we were about to do some pretty crazy, kind of this intense snow skating, snow skiing, yeah. And I met this guy, and this white guy I've never seen before, but he's American, I believe, and for some reason, I forgot if it was me who asked him first or if it was him who asked first, but at some point, we were like, "Are you the new roommate of Adipta?" So yeah, the crazy Bengali guy, Adipta. And so it takes place kind of in the near future, where Adipta has moved out of my apartment, which hopefully had already happened. And that guy was like, "Yo, fuck, Adipta, man, he's crazy." So I guess that guy is Adipta's new roommate, and now he's suffering the same thing I suffered when Adipta was basically schizophrenic. So that's that. Yeah, I think at some point there's also like, I don't know why, but I'm dreaming up movie ideas for my next short film, I guess. At some point somebody talked about how all fast food companies are evil, and then I suddenly thought about how in USC certain classes or clubs are like sponsored by fast food companies. It's like capitalism, you know. And I woke up and I'm like, damn, that should be in my short film. But yeah, that's basically it. I don't really have a lot else. So today I'm gonna try to do things before I leave to Kennedy Town to watch the film Valley of the Shadow of Death, or Shadow of the Valley of Death. I forgot the name. I'm gonna watch that movie, and I'm gonna leave around 10:45. So I have about like 2 hours now. I'm just gonna go watch a Wong Kar-wai film like right now, or film an album review of sorts. And then I'm gonna go watch a movie. I'm gonna come back, and then I'm gonna go out again to do some shopping at Aeon, the nearby mall, and then we'll have like a sushi dinner, and then that's it. That's it for today. Pretty simple stuff. I don't really have a lot else to report, honestly. It feels really nice to be back in terms of how simple things are again. Like back in LA, you know, back in that place, I would just be like, oh, you know, I got this film set, and then the next day I gotta meet up with this person, meet up with that person. And here it's sort of like, scope is really narrow, so I gotta like that. I also really look forward to the Miss Solomon dinner. I legitimately think that we should might as well go full crazy and just invite as many people as possible, like Jordana, and Mary, and Jeffrey if he's still here, Linda if she's in Hong Kong. Like, we should just invite everyone, and we can all just sit down and talk as if nothing happened between us 10 years ago. Yeah, so that would be very fun. Yeah, I also feel really fat. I feel like either today or tomorrow I'm gonna go downstairs and do some running. I want to run a little. I want to lose some fat. I feel fat. Tom yesterday actually noticed my fat belly, and Tom was like, "Wow, Enoch, you might be fatter than Nick now," because Nick used to be the fat guy. And I'm like, yeah, which is crazy because I seem very skinny with my arms being very noodly and stuff, but then all the fat is like concentrated in my belly, and I just, like, I don't know, man. I need to run them off. So this summer it's gonna be me losing a lot of weight, I hope. I can't go to the gym. I can, but it's expensive, so I'd rather just run and lose a lot of weight. And you know, from time to time I would go downstairs and do some calisthenics, pike push-ups, sit-ups, but I think the priority this time around in Hong Kong is actually for me to lose this freaking belly, which should theoretically be easy. It's easy for me to lose weight. I don't know why. It's like, it's still there, and I'm not in control of my body. I also told Tom about how I'm going to the gym, but like I don't go there that often. Like I go there like once every 2 to 3 weeks, which it doesn't work like that. Like if I go to the gym once every 2 to 3 weeks, it actually doesn't mean anything, because I would hurt my muscles and then they would heal and then that's it, and then I just leave them there. Like, I need to go to the gym constantly, at least twice a week, for it to really work, because I need to hurt my muscle, and just when it's about to heal, hurt it again, and just when it's about to heal, hurt it again, so that it, like, the muscles decide to, like, evolve, I guess, or like build, or like stack. So yeah, next semester definitely, you know. And also I feel like a good chunk of the reason why I act awkward or weird is because of the lack of sleep. Like, I don't know what to say when I'm not at my brightest. So I don't know, I just feel like next semester I'll be focusing even harder on physical health. Even though last semester I literally say the same thing, but I keep not following up to that. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
For safety reasons, you must use the lift.
Okay, here we go.但係嗰個有吞拿魚。Okay, time now is 10:59 p.m. It's late for me, and I'm actually really fucking tired right now. I really need to sleep like ASAP, but let's recap today. Today's another pretty simplistic day, not a lot really happened. I woke up and actually tried to be productive in the morning. In the morning, I actually filmed an album review, but that took me like 4 hours for some fucking reason. Mini albums review usually take a lot of time, and another thing is, I really don't want to do these kinds of videos again. It just feels like it's very soulless, and I feel like no one's gonna watch them anyways. So yeah, I don't know, but I thought about doing an album review plus watching a film in the morning. I ended up only filming a review. I also have a kangaroo sore under my tongue over here, so great. I love pain and agony. I also switched. So originally my blue luggage is here and my black luggage is here, and now my black luggage is here and my blue luggage is here. So I did a little switcheroo, and the whole space felt a little bit more, you know, it's a bit better now. At 11 a.m. I left my apartment and went over to Kennedy Town to Golden Scene Cinema, and watched Valley of the Shadow of the Death, which is my first film I watched since I returned to Hong Kong, and I enjoyed it. It was a good experience. I was a little bit late. I was like 5 minutes late, but it's okay. I made it, and I watched it, and I finished it at 1 p.m. I came back home, and I immediately had lunch. It felt really nice to just be back and just be in the moment, you know? Like, it's my 5th time coming back to Hong Kong, and it's not like this huge emotional thing, but I still, just to be able to go outside, take the MTR, watch a movie, come back, eat food, just be at my place, go out, be on the streets, just to be present, just to exist in Hong Kong is such a fucking blessing. I'm not asking much. I'm not asking to be in the beautiful, like, no. But just to exist here is, I think, a blessing. So I'm just kind of enjoying this, you know, this in the moment kind of life. So, you know, yeah, cool beans. And then I took a shower, and then instead of watching another film, I just edited my mini album review, which also took a while. And then at 4:30, me, my mom, my dad, and my brother, we took a MTR to Taikusheng, to Cornhill Plaza, to buy Japanese food, sushi, sashimi, and also bought some pants and shirts for me and my brother. A little family outing, which is nice. We don't get to do that. Last time that happened was Christmas, so that's that. And yeah, came back home. It was nice, and that's pretty much just it. And then I had this humongous dinner, Japanese food, sushi, which I've been craving since France. Like after France, I really wanted steak and sushi. And steak, I had it from Trader Joe's, but sushi, man, I crave some raw fish, and I know I'll be having loads of them when I hit Japan next month. But you know, this is amazing. So yeah, I had fun, and I just spent a lot of time outside because this isn't really street clothes. I was wearing these clothes when I was outside, and I changed my clothes so that I could sit down more comfortably. But these are not like room clothes. In my room, it's another set, and on my bed, it's another set. So now it's like 4 sets of clothes. It's very tiring. It's yeah, it's whatever. It's okay. It's whatever. And I guess 2 more things. 2 pretty interesting things. One is I asked Natalie, so what's the time and place for Miss Solomon's dinner? And she said this place. And then I told her, oh, by the way, Bernice DM'd me out of nowhere, telling me that she's also going, and that Keith is also going. And Natalie's response is really interesting. Natalie said, oh, yeah, that's cool. I heard Bernice has changed now. So that's cool. And I assume by changed, I mean Bernice and Natalie used to not be on good terms and by used to, I mean like, 7 years ago, when they were both kids, and when Natalie was this crazy psycho girl, and obviously nobody's really in good terms with a crazy psycho girl, and then Bernice is also this really melodramatic, sensitive mess, and they never really matched each other. But the thing is, we were kids, and so my response to Natalie is, I heard everyone's changed now. In fact, I don't even need to hear everyone's changed now, because everyone is changed now, because we're fucking adolescents, man. We're about to become adults. We are reasonable adults. We think about jobs, we think about getting money, we think about stable relationships. We're not crazy psycho people anymore, okay? I'm not crazy autistic detective anymore, you know? I call myself the detective, but I'm changed too. So, you know what? It's who cares, you know? We're adults now. It's long gone. This is history, this ancient history. So Natalie, I just told Natalie, you know what? I might as well start inviting literally everyone else. I don't know how am I gonna do it, but I legit want to just ask Jordana or Mary, like, yo, just show up. Jeffrey, Linda. If Keith and Natalie are gonna be here, might as well bring the entire combo wombo. So, of course, I DM'd Cedric. I was like, hey, when are you coming back? And Cedric was like, late July. And I'm like, oh man, you're gonna miss the big dinner with Miss Solomon. And Cedric's like, oh yeah, I was made aware because Natalie told me. And I was also surprised that Cedric immediately replied to my DMs. He's just there. He's just very online. Everyone's really online. Like, you know, back like 6 years ago, I and Natalie and Cedric, we talked to each other a lot, and we're constantly online. And then maybe 2-3 years ago, we would say something, and then I would have to wait days until either of them responds to me. And I guess now we're kind of like full circle moment. We're very near each other or something. It's almost like we're close or some shit. But yeah, you know, I would like to invite Jordana and Mary. I think they're both really interesting, or they were very interesting people. They're probably not that interesting now, but I would still love for them to just exist. And then the even more interesting thing is, throughout the whole day today, I think it's been 2 days since I've talked to Jayun at all. And throughout the whole day today, I was like, man, I really want to say something to her, but I don't know what to say. And again, it's like I have to find something important to say to her. Like, I can't just like dilly-dally and fool around and say jack shit. Like, I can't just send her a photo of a random meme and just start a conversation like that. And it's ironic because JD, the Singaporean girl whom I met in Cannes, she's still talking to me constantly, like every single day. But even though it's like one line and, you know, I don't know what's going on with JD, but it's really interesting. But Jayun, I was like, man, I want to talk to her. So while I was having dinner, or like after dinner, suddenly Jayun DM'd me saying, yo, I'm coming to Hong Kong in early August. And I'm like, oh, shit, it is happening. Holy fuck. What the fuck? I'm too tired to like jump up and down right now. But genuinely, guys, genuinely, if I see her in Hong Kong, this is destined. I'm sorry, but this is destiny. Like, what the fuck? Like, she would be the first human being in the entire history of Hong Kong for me to meet in Hong Kong. No, in the entire history of LA for me to meet in Hong Kong, though Potter would actually be the first one, but that doesn't fucking count. But like, to see her be here in my homeland, holy ball sacks, man. And she told me, okay, I'm gonna be here for like 3 days, but I'm gonna tell my parents like I'm hanging out with a friend, and you know, let's just hang out. And I'm like, yeah. And then from that point on, I asked her, you know, how's Shanghai treating you? You know, how's your life? I really want us, like me and Jayun, to be more than just, oh, we're just, you know, work related. Like, oh, what film are you working on? Can you work on my film? Like, I want us to be like genuine to for each other. Like, I want us to like actually care about each other and ask each other how each other are doing. And I'm doing my part. I'm asking her, you know, how are you doing? How are things? And hopefully she's doing her part too. But you know, she is telling me, oh, I'm hanging out with this girl who goes to a nice school and she keeps complaining and it's unbearable. And she also had some health complications and she was at a hospital earlier today, and she's telling me all these really personal things that I'm like, goddamn. And I also like that I can say very personal things to her and our next conversation would be not as personal, and we would jump between small talk and big talk. And I think that's something really important. Either way, holy shit, this is happening. I am hanging out with this girl in Hong Kong. I've always wanted to do that. Like, I know I'm 23, and if I was 18, this probably would have hit me harder, but, or I'm 22, but, you know. But, like, to be lost in like, I wanted to do this with Leslie. Like, I wanted to bring Leslie onto the tram and be like, ooh, it's like happy together. You know, I wanted to do this with Leslie, but of course I didn't, because she's literally insane. But I get to do it with Jayun, and I just, oh man, it is happening though, isn't it? This is the summer. This is it. This is it. This is it. This 2025 is it. I'm going to Cannes, and hopefully I'm going to the gym. I'm getting better at drawing and reading, hopefully, and I'm getting better at making films. I'm reaching the epicenter of the filmmaking web in USC, and then I got Jayun, maybe? Like, is this it? What the fuck? What the fucking fuck? I'm too excited. I have too much hopes. You know, let's not celebrate too early. You know, what if Jayun goes, oh, actually, my parents changed their minds and we're not coming to Hong Kong? That could still happen, but just the fact that Jayun considered to come to Hong Kong and want to see me, and also the fact that I don't think Jian knows any other Hong Kongers that are in Hong Kong now. Like, she also knows Franklin, but Franklin's not really a Hong Konger, let's be honest here. So, I don't know, man. Things are happening. I'm also struggling with the whole HKOS thing. I think, tomorrow's a Monday, so you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be spamming phone calls and try to get the thing rolling. I actually DM Ivana, the Chinese girl, like yesterday, and she earlier today responded to me saying, "Oh, call the operations office." The thing is, I don't know the phone number to SCA operations office, so I don't know. I'll do some detectiving, but I need to go to bed now. Yippee. Okay, time now 7:58 a.m. in the morning on July 14th. I actually haven't washed my face or cleaned my hair yet because I want you guys to witness the glorious morning hair that I have right now. Absolutely glorious. It used to be a little bit messier like 10 minutes ago, but this goes to show how messy of a sleep that was, but also in a good way, you know? I slept from 12 after midnight. Fuck, that's late. I think 12:15-ish, and I woke up naturally around 7. And yeah, partially it's because of the rain. It rained quite hard. There was also thunder. So yeah, it wasn't quite great, but I had a good sleep, and yeah, I'm not gonna do too much today either. I will be traveling all the way to my mom's company's office at 9:30 p.m. So 1.5 hours from now, and I may or may not, depending on whether Maya had responded to my email, I may or may not straight up go to their office, knock on their door, and ask for someone, even though that's probably not going to work out very well. But I'm still going to try. And, yeah, and, depending on whether they pick up my freaking phone or not, that's the truth. Yeah, and then, yeah, and then, at least Ago, the screening guy in USC, had finally responded to my emails, or at least someone's responding. The M Plus Museum also responded a couple days ago, so that was nice, even though it wasn't like a very positive outcome. So yeah, I'm really trying hard to get some movies screened at the HKOS Film Festival. I DM'd a Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. I emailed him, no response. I'm gonna try DMing him on Twitter today. So yeah, grinding on that. And that's pretty much it. I'm honestly chilling. I'm feeling good. If it's not raining, maybe I would like to go out and have a run as well to lose some fat. I don't know, now that I'm gonna be seeing Jian in early August, I feel like I need to look better now. Like, I need to have better hair, and I need to lose some fat. You know, when I talked with Tom and Nick, I complimented Tom. I was like, hey, your skin looks better now. And Tom was like, yeah, you know, I'm just, you know, avoiding milk, so he's lactose intolerant, and he said it's also like he does like facial masks sometimes, and he said, well, better to start looking good before you date rather than, you know, just saying. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Jian, but I'm just happy that I'm able to see her in early August. Hopefully for a whole day. So right now I'm just thinking of like, where can I bring her to? You know, I want to bring her to the dessert place because I feel like there's something incredibly Hong Kong about like these mango desserts. So I'm gonna bring her there. I'm gonna bring her around my neighborhood probably. I'm gonna bring her to Chungking Mansion, because why not? I don't know. We'll see. We'll think about it. We'll see. But yeah, it's crazy that we're living on this timeline now. It's crazy. I guess this is the closure. You know, back in Seattle, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be meeting Jiren out of nowhere, and that seemed like too good to be true. And now Jiren's gonna come see me in my own home, which is next level, basically. So, yeah. And I don't have a lot else. Still excited for Beijing and Kyoto. Still feel really crazy. Like, usually if I'm locked in for a trip, I'm usually like super pumped about it, but I'm still kind of like in a haze. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to these places, those places, and I don't know, I guess it's happening. But tickets for the Forbidden Palace is secured, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go wash my face now. Yeah.
Khu vị.
酷皮嘅，但係以前唔係。
Time now is 9:22 p.m. I usually do these videos like while I'm here in Hong Kong. I usually do these videos right before bed, like right before I brush my teeth. But today I'm just gonna, I have a little time now, and I'm gonna go out a little later to eat like more food and snacks and desserts. So, just gonna film this real quick. Yeah, today's a really chill day. It's the third day I've been back, but I've kind of lost count already. I don't know, it's just a very weird feeling where it feels like I've been here for a long time already. Like, yeah, it's the third day I've been back, but it really feels like it's the 20th day I've been back. Which is interesting. Like, the first time I came back to Hong Kong after round one, like, it's so novel to me. Like, oh my god, I'm back in this apartment and everything's like it's a little weird. But now it doesn't feel weird. It feels like I've been in Hong Kong the whole time. But yeah, I just went outside. I went to my mom's company's office, and hopped onto the MTR, and I almost forgot where my mom's office is. I had to like go to Google Maps and stuff, and even so, I went to the wrong building actually. But it's just, you know, me listening to music, just, you know, on the MTR, just, I'm just here, you know, I'm used to this. I am a Hong Konger. It's so weird that I have to emphasize that I'm a Hong Konger, because I am a Hong Konger, but I am a Hong Konger. Like, I don't know, like in America, in LA now, I kind of like take things as normal, you know, I hop onto the bus, I know where to go, I'm like, yep, I'm going to Trader Joe's again, you know, but I'm also just as familiar, if not more familiar, in Hong Kong. When I want to go to the MTR station, I go downstairs, I cross the road, blah, 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 and then boom, I'm there. I am a Hong Konger. Like, I blend in, you know, the glasses I wear, the shirt I wear, it's like, yeah, you know, that, duh. So anyways, I arrived at my mom's company's office, and I was supposed to arrive like 10:30-ish. I ended up arriving nearly 11, and then turns out the meeting didn't really start until around 11, like 15 or 20. A couple people whom I worked with a little bit before, like last summer and last summer, every time I come back to Hong Kong, I ended up working for my mom's company, and those people are people I know. They basically talked to me about a concert that is happening in 5 days, and essentially I'm going to be I have my camera with me, like I'm going to have my camera with me, and I'm going to be filming shit on my camera, and they're talking to me about, you know, what to film, what to capture, etc. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. I was really hungry very fast, so for lunch we went downstairs for a dim sum restaurant, kinda, with my mom. a new staff in this in this company, and apparently he is Nepalese, and but he's like born and raised in Hong Kong, but somehow he speaks amazing English with an American accent despite going to a local school, so kind of like me. But also he doesn't really know how to use chopsticks and doesn't really speak Cantonese, which is crazy. If you're born and raised here, you're at least like it's inevitable that you have to be good at Cantonese to a certain extent. But anyways, there's that. And also my mom's colleague, and it was a big meal, and I had a lot of food. And then I went home, and then 2 p.m., 2:30ish, I'm back here, and I thought to myself, you know what? I feel fat as fuck. I want to go downstairs and run and jog and lose some fat. So that's what I did, and it's really crazy because it's so hot today. It's like 31, 32, 33 degrees. It's insanely hot. And also really wet as well. It just rained this morning. But I was like, man, tomorrow it's probably gonna rain again. According to the weather forecast, tomorrow and the next few days is gonna rain. So today is like a rare day where there's not gonna be a lot of rain. Also tomorrow night I'll be going to my cousin's place, my cousin's apartment, at night, which means, like, if I want to go jogging at night, it would be like after tomorrow dinner, but then that would be really late already, and I want to do it as soon as possible because I want to run multiple times. So here's my rationale. I could also go run tonight when the sun is down, but according to weather forecast, it's still going to be just as hot at night. And also I don't want to take a shower now and then wait and then go down and run and then come back and take a shower and then go to bed, but then also take a shower. So I don't want to take 3 showers today, so I might as well just go down now. And also, like, despite the fact that I'm not going to the gym, so I can't do lateral raises and make my shoulders wide and do chest press, one thing I can do is I can run and I can lose fat, because I feel like there's a lot of belly fat right now, and I don't know, I feel like if I lose more fat, even though I'll be skinnier, at least right now, because I have a little bit more muscle, I would actually look better if I lose more fat, as opposed to look worse, which usually is the case. So I decided to run downstairs, and I spent like half an hour downstairs, like listening to music, running, and honestly it wasn't that bad. Like I was at the seaside, so there was like sea breeze. It was not bad at all. But I got so tired and so hot so fast. I ran like maybe 4 or 5 laps around the block, around the park, and I got so hot. And I started feeling a little dizzy, and I'm like, I can't do this. So I went back home. And then for the rest of the day, I feel sick. Not sick, but I just feel really tired. Even right now, I actually feel really tired to the point where I don't feel like moving. I just want to lay down. I didn't want to edit videos. I feel uncomfortable just being in this spot. I guess it's because I'm not used to, being in such a tight space. Because, over the last year, I've been living in that, room. But still, So, I painfully edited 2 videos just now, against my will, even though not really against my will, because I wanted to do it, but it was, I don't really want to do anything, honestly. Right now I just want to lay down and just think. But that's essentially what happened. And then nothing else today. I've been still doing some HKOS stuff. I found the WhatsApp phone number. Okay, so I emailed the Mei woman again. I've thought about, like, after going to my mom's company, I thought about literally walking into the office of Mei. It turns out the Mei office is in Changkwon-o Industrial Town, which is not accessible by MTR, and it's ultra fucking far away. So why would I go all the way there? Like, you know, it's stupid. So I just emailed Maya again, Maya, so that I could, you know, ask about the screening rights for this PTU film that I want to include in the HKOS Film Festival. I emailed her and she immediately responded, insane, and said that, oh, I'm busy now, just contact me on WhatsApp. So I found her WhatsApp phone number and I talked to her on WhatsApp, and then she very quickly responded by saying, oh, I'm at New York right now, I'll get back to you next week. And I'm like, okay, thank you. What the fuck? But I'm kind of proud of myself that I actually did something. I feel kind of bad. I feel like I haven't done enough for HKOS. I feel like I should do more. I also, what else did I do? Ago, the guy who's responsible for organizing screenings in USC, he got back to me, so that's cool. And then that's pretty much it. Not a lot else to report, honestly. I'm still, I don't know how to feel about Giant coming to Hong Kong. It's so unhinged. Like, it's so unhinged to the point where I don't even know if I should be excited about it. I mean, I am very excited about it, but it's just like, usually I'm excited about things that I kind of have an idea that of how it's gonna happen. Like, you know, I'm excited for, I don't know, what am I excited for? I don't know. It's just such a crazy thing. And I also don't want to overthink it. Like, I know, like, I'm just going to start thinking about what cool places am I going to take her to. But, like, I don't want to celebrate too early. What if Giant suddenly says, oh, never mind, I'm not coming to Hong Kong? Like, I don't know. But, and what if I'm overthinking this? What if Giant just does this to every guy? Like, back in Seattle, part of the reason why Giant couldn't come to see me is because Giant had to hang out with some other people, some other guy, and look at record stores in Seattle. She just goes around the world and meets whatever guy and girl there are. So I don't want to overthink this, but I feel like this is as good as it gets, you know? I want to take her to that dessert place. It's so insane. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Right now, I think the most important thing for me right now in regards to Giant coming to Hong Kong is I'm not looking for some type of outcome. I just want to enjoy, and I just want her to enjoy. And I think that's a very good mentality. It's like, that's the whole point of hanging out. It's to have fun. So I'm going to make sure she has fun. I'm going to make sure I have fun. And I don't know if, like, by the end of it, if she's going to be like, okay, Enoch's a weird guy, or if, oh, you know what, let me continue to be friends with Enoch, or something else. I don't know. But that shouldn't be the goal. The goal should be like, let's just enjoy. And you know, the thing is, we're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna take her to, like, I don't know, I want to take her to Chungking Mansion, or like the Walled City Park, or maybe the Buddhist Park in Diamond Hill, though I doubt she's gonna enjoy that one. But it's really pretty. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I could just take her around Central, which is a little more boring, but I don't know. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and it's gonna feel really weird and dreamy because we're so far away from LA, and like the environment. She's gonna hear me speak Cantonese for the first time, I think. And it's so, I don't know, I've never actually been in a situation where it's just us both. I mean, we talk in the SCA lobby, and you know, our world used to be so limited. Like, I walked past the SCA lobby hoping that I would run into her. and I would run into her in like Coffee Bean, which is also the SCA lobby. Like, why the fuck are we meeting in a different continent? Like, it's so fucked. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like we're gonna have a great time here, and then later in August we'll meet again, hopefully, and it's gonna be like, oh, we have a little history now. Like, hopefully that's the vibe. But again, it's all about having fun. I want to take her to the seaside, you know. Yeah. I don't know. It's a little overwhelming because of like Beijing, and then Giant's gonna be here, and then Kyoto, and like it's just kind of crazy. It's kind of overwhelming for real. But yeah, you know, low key, I feel like if I'm, you know, if I'm like 19 or 20 right now, I would be more excited about this, because now I'm a little older, and I also really like the idea of just taking a rest and not doing anything, and I kind of want to also do that, even though I'm going to all these places and I'm really excited. I just, at some point, I want to just do nothing, but I realize I kind of don't have that chance. Yeah, so yeah. Oh, my hair. It's so flat. Okay, time now is 9:27 a.m. in the morning on July 15th. My 4th day back in Hong Kong. I don't know. I slept from like 12:30, which is again a little late. I was literally like, my eyes could close and I would fall asleep. I slept from 12:30 and I woke up naturally around 7:30, and then I fell back asleep again, and then woke up again at around 8, and then I fell back asleep again, and I woke up at around 8:50. So that's that. Yeah, it was a very weird, chunky sleep. I also feel really sore, like my back, my shoulders feel really sore for some reason. My bicep here feels really sore, even though I didn't lift any heavy things yesterday. I feel like it's like a sleeping issue. I don't know. It just feels like my muscles are really sore. My legs are sore, but I think that's from running from yesterday. I don't really know. I don't really know. Not a lot of news as well. I'm entering a period of time where it's sort of like downtime. Like, not a lot of people are DMing me, not a lot of crazy things are happening. That said, I'm still a bit overwhelmed by the whole, you know, going to Beijing and then Giant coming and then Kyoto thing. We'll see. But today I'm not going to do much. So I planned to watch My Blueberry Nights yesterday. I only watched half of it last night, and then I started falling asleep. And I'm like, yeah, I have to go to bed. Yeah. So I'm going to be finishing 2 films today, hopefully. So today I'm not going to be doing much other than at night, around 5 p.m. ish, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to try to find an ND filter in Wanchai. Yeah, if not, it's okay. I just need an ND filter for my camera. And then after that point, I'll be heading over to my cousin's place to have dinner, and that's pretty much it. Pretty simple. One more thing to be mentioned is I was thinking a lot about Jiayun, of course. She kind of just reappeared in my life with Rush and everything, and also talking to me constantly on Instagram. But I realized that after our last conversation, I actually said something more on Instagram to her. Something very minute. Something like, oh, I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm sleepy, but I kind of enjoy jet lag, and she didn't read it, and I realized that I forgot about that. I didn't know she didn't read my messages, and then this made me think, oh yeah, you know, back in, I guess, early January, this happened a lot. Like, John would just not even read my messages. But this time around, I feel like instead of looking at it like, oh, Jian must like find me annoying or hate me or anything, I think she just forgot. Because to be logical about this, and you know, common sense and logic doesn't apply to everything, so it's good to think things logically, but don't use it, you know, don't believe that logic's gonna solve everything, right? There are still very weird, extreme cases in reality, but just to use logic, just logically speaking, Jian and I had, I guess, what seems to be very good conversations where both of us tell each other very personal things at times and then joke around a lot with each other at times. Jian would not randomly dislike me out of nowhere. Again, extreme cases do exist, but logically speaking, she wouldn't do something like that. So honestly, I don't think something like that is happening. Obviously, we're still very likely going to meet up in Hong Kong, and eventually we'll have to see each other. So yeah, you know, I have confidence in this situation. I honestly, yeah, honestly don't think, I don't know, genuinely I don't know. I think, I don't want to immediately start putting Jian on the same track as I have with Leslie. Like, oh, I guess I'm on my way to go after her, I guess. I don't want to do that because I feel like it's like comparing two very different things. Even though Leslie and Jian are both Chinese girls who are 2 to 3 years younger than me. But I think it's very different too, because I think I and Leslie also had a lot of very personal conversations and really funny conversations as well, leading up to the the confession. But the main difference is that when I and Leslie were like getting closer, we're in a much smaller environment that is CMD. So I also keep running into her, and also the professors we talk about, the things we talk about, as it pertains to our environment, are all really similar. Whereas Jian, like, the world is much bigger with her. And so, I guess in a sense, I felt more exclusive to Leslie. But now Jian is much more loose and out there. Also, I don't even speak to Jian as frequently as with Leslie. But then the other difference is Leslie's just straight up broken. Like, Leslie's a broken person. To be fair, Jian's also like alcoholic and maybe kind of sad too from time to time. Maybe kind of edgy as well. But from what I can see, Jian is, in all of USC basically, is more sane than Leslie. Leslie's a straight up like broken sexual deviant. So I don't know, circumstances have changed. I have changed, and there's a lot of things up in the air. But again, like I said, the best thing to do right now is to just enjoy, no matter the outcome. So I'm gonna just try. If I do end up seeing her, I'm just gonna enjoy, and I'm gonna make sure she enjoys. And that's basically it. Because there's really not a lot I can do. And then we'll just take it from there, I guess. I don't know. It's so, like, to think back on what happened between me and Leslie, it's so crazy. It's like, I rushed to the confession. Even though I didn't rush, I, like, dragged on for, like, a whole month. But I was at this weird delusional state where I was so desperately in love and I was so desperately in need of her validation. And I confessed, and she somehow said yes, which, you know, again, in retrospect, is like crazy. I would never, if I was her, I wouldn't have said yes, because I was this really sad, not so good looking, messy guy who clearly has no idea what he's doing. I wouldn't have said yes if I was her. She said yes. And that was a blatant lie. And, yeah, I don't know. Okay, I talk too much. Gotta eat breakfast now. Oh my god. Where the hell am I? Okay, we're at 10th floor. Oh my god. So few people. What is going on? Okay, time now is 1:14 a.m. in the morning, 1:15. I am super duper sleepy right now. We are really late, and my mouth hurts from the canker sore. Yeah, I don't want to say too much because I truly need to go to bed right now, even though I can't. Because I need to take a shower, and even though I already took a shower an hour ago, I'm gonna take a shower again, and encore, because I love showers. So anyways, today I wanted to do a lot, and I ended up not doing a lot. I don't know why I'm still suffering from this unproductivity problem. I thought I would not suffer this problem here, but I still am suffering this problem. I don't know why. I just spent a lot of time not doing anything. I think it's a combination of the fact that I slept a lot, and also the fact that I wasn't rushing myself to do things, and also the fact that I spent a chunk of time outside. But either way, I didn't do much today. Oh my god, my tongue. Okay, yeah, I think, yeah, I think I filmed my round 5 summary video, but I only filmed half of it. I'm gonna continue to film it tomorrow when I'm in a better mood, aka a better voice. And then I finished my Blueberry Nights, even though, you know, it was only half an hour of it, and then I just watched an hour of Thunderbolts. So I watched an accumulated of one film today-ish, 2 halves of a film, I don't know. And then at 5:30 p.m. I went to Wan Chai to try to find an ND filter. The funny thing is, I thought everything's cheaper here in Hong Kong, but apparently not, because in America, in LA, I ordered an ND filter on Amazon, and I paid for $96, and it was very good ND filter. And as you all am fully aware of, I forgot to bring it back to Hong Kong, so I wanted to buy one here, just for the time being. So I went to Wan Chai Computer Center to look for an ND filter. I found the store. I asked for an ND filter, and the guy there was like, yeah, we do sell them. And the guy was like, so there's the German one, which is the more expensive one, and there's a Japanese one, which is the cheaper one. So the German one was 1,900 Hong Kong dollars, and the Japanese one is like 1,080 Hong Kong dollars, which is like 130 something, 140 something US dollars. What the fuck? I do have to admit, those two brands are probably really good and are probably better than whatever I bought on Amazon in LA. But I'm not fucking paying 1,000 Hong Kong dollars just to use an ND filter for a couple of weeks. That's insane. Why would I do that? So I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, you know, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna think about it and I'll come back. And the guy was really desperate. And that was kind of an awkward scenario. The guy was like, oh, why are you leaving? Is it like a budget issue? Like, what is your budget? And I was like, oh, well, I was expecting to be lower than 1,000. And he's like, well, this is the best we got. It's the cheapest one, and the stores around here, they're gonna sell you the same price. And I was like, okay, yeah. I'm gonna think about it. And then the guy's like, okay, well, how much can you afford? I can bargain for you. And then he lowered it to 10.20, which is still a lot, and also I'm not gonna pay 10-20 bucks. And then I was like, okay, no, I'll still think about it. And then he's like, how much are you willing to pay right now? Seriously, business is really low. Like, I'm willing to sell you anything. So unintentionally, I'm bargaining with the guy, even though I don't even want to buy it at all. The moment he said 1080, I already decided to not buy it. And he thinks I'm bargaining with him. He's like, okay, 1020, okay, like 1,000. But I was pretty certain that I'm not gonna buy it from him. So at the end, he was like, okay, fine. And he gave me a card, and then I left. Instead, I went to Causeway Bay, and I went to Windsor House, the mall. I went to the 10th floor. I took 10 escalators onto the 10th floor to find a camera store. And it seems more promising because I found that they have KNF filters there, because KNF is the exact brand I was looking for. I went up, there was one, I think, half French, and the other is fully French girls just buying stuff, talking to the cashiers. The cashier talked to me later, and I told him I'm looking for an ND filter, and he's like, oh, we don't have it. We have polarizing filter. Do you want a polarizing filter? Do you want a UV filter? And I'm like, no, I'm looking for an ND filter. And he's like, no, we don't have it. Genius. So I went to another exit. I took a minibus. I went up to my cousin's apartment, and I saw my brother and my cousin, and yeah, my aunt later came with an American woman, a white woman, who is apparently a singer in this circus troupe, part of Cirque du Soleil. I'm not familiar with that at all. It was very chill at first, but when she came, she started talking to us, and the whole night became this very existential, philosophical conversation where I wouldn't call her a hippie, because that's a very 70s thing. I wouldn't call her like a very spiritual type, but she is a very spiritual type. She talked a lot about everything. She was so talkative tonight. She was talking about the manji, or the swastika, or this symbol, and how it has a lot of spiritual meaning, and the Nazis appropriated it. And she talked about how World War III isn't gonna happen because it is already happening, and how he's listening to podcasts and stuff. She talked about how social media is toxic, but it's also about the algorithm and how we use it. She talked about how modern day, like, mankind needs therapy more because technology is making things too easy for us. And she's talking about all of these things, and yeah, it's whatever. It's okay. I legit thought she was British when she went into the apartment. But yeah, my brother, it's really interesting because people can't tell my brother is younger than me. People always think my brother is older than me because he's taller and he has a deeper voice, but I clearly, like, sometimes though you can sense if someone's older or younger, and I guess if you stay in the conversation long enough you can tell my brother's younger because he takes the conversation very seriously. And I'm not saying that when you're older you can't take conversation seriously. It's that he's like, wow, this is such a deep conversation, so I'm gonna start acting cool and I'm start gonna throwing in all these words. So my brother's really interested in psychology, and so he's throwing everything out he knows about psychology and using all these big words. Oh, I found this research paper, I found that research paper. Oh yeah, it reminds me of this famous psychologist and this famous philosopher, but he actually doesn't really know what he's talking about. He just feels really cool about it. I don't want to sound mean, but I do that shit when I was 16. And me right now, I don't really care. I'm 22, about to turn 23. I don't really care about like being cool or whatever, because especially USC, I think USC is such a great machine that sort of it sort of puts you through a machine where you find out that being cool means nothing. Being uncool also doesn't mean anything, because it's now much more transcendent and nuanced and extreme than that at the same time. You know, being a human being and especially being an artist is so much more like, at some point you have to realize that nothing you do and the way you present yourself don't really have to add up to anything. It's not like if you want to be... Anyways, I'm saying too much, but the surprising thing though is that he's from Santa Fe, New Mexico, and she was in college with Ari Aster 20 years ago, but she was in theater and he was in film. But they were at a Halloween party 20 years ago in 2004, and she took some storky photos of Ari Aster just going like at a party, which is so crazy and so on brand for Ari Aster. So that was a great surprise. But yeah, she was about to ask me what kind of film do I like to make, and then of course the moment I was going to answer it, it was interrupted by my aunt saying something else, and then she just forgot about that. And then the night sort of capped off with her bringing out a loop machine. It's sort of like a little DJ set thing, but it's not a DJ set. It's like a little loop machine where you record your voice through a microphone, through a laptop, on GarageBand, and then into that machine, and then she presses some buttons and it loops your voice. And then it's like this very white, like this very avocado toast thing where it's like ah-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da, and then she presses a button and it just goes ah-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da for like 5 minutes. And then, you know, she adds a beat, and then, you know, and my brother's like really serious, so he's adding in some really nice vocals, and he's teaching her throat singing. I was just not... The thing is, I'm not a very vibey person, so I'm like smiling, but I'm not really vibing with it, honestly. Yeah, it's kind of kooky, but you know what? Cool beans, I say. Cool beans. Yeah. So that's how the night capped off, and then I returned home at around 11:30. I took a shower. It's already 12. Theoretically, I should go to bed immediately, but I actually still have a bunch of shit to do. Like, I still have a whole movie to watch, which of course I'm not going to be able to finish. And I also want to draw, because I realize I'm still not drawing every day. I want to draw every day, and I still am not doing it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I need to draw every day. I need to get better at drawing. In fact, after what Christian R said, I'm really considering sitting in on drawing classes in the art major. And it's sitting in. I'm not taking them because I'm just going to be ground to powder. But yeah, I'm considering sitting in on like figure drawing classes, and you know, I am desperately in need of education actually, and maybe I should rely on school for education. Yeah. Never really thought about it that way. But when you want to be educated, go to school. Yeah. So I'm going to do that. And I'm also probably going to sit in on the PD class. But anyways, why is my passport funky? Okay. I don't have anything else to add. Jiayun liked an Instagram story from me, so I want to see her. I think I'm more obsessed with the idea of me obsessed with seeing her than actually seeing her. I'm obsessed with an obsession, you know? I feel like I'm complicating things a little bit, but oh my god. I need to bring her around. Okay, I need to jog. I don't have time to jog tomorrow. I'll jog again a couple days later. My legs are still sore, but a couple days later I'll go downstairs and I'll continue to lose this fat, and I'll look good. I'll shave. I want to look good, man. I want to look good for her. I want to look good for Miss Solomon dinner, because Keith is showing up. If Keith ain't showing up, then who fucking cares? Natalie's a very interesting person, but I don't really give a shit on how I look when I'm in front of her, you know? Or maybe I do. Maybe I should start giving a shit. My biceps hurt. I don't think it's my bicep. It's a tendon between my bicep and my forearm. Yeah, anyways, I'm done. And I feel so fat and I feel so bloated. After lunch today, I went to throw up. And I feel like there's so much food and water in my belly right now. The skin of my belly is barely holding itself together. Like, it's very taut right now, which is bad. I've never felt this bloated in my entire life. I think I'm just not used to eating this much food. I feel really fat. So, gotta lose some weight, man. Gotta lose some weight. Gotta burn some calories. And gotta sweat off some stuff, man. So, yeah.